Hi there, I'm Chris Berman. Up next on ESPN, they're one of the most storied franchises in the NFL, the Green Bay Packers. Maybe the most storied franchise. But can this year's version of the green and gold put it all together? Green Bay, Minneapolis. It's game time!
Well, the fans definitely look pumped up and ready for today's game. Hi, folks. I'm Dan Stevens, and welcome to the Hubert 8 Humphrey Metrodome. Peter O'Keefe is next to me in the booth, and Peter, we've got a couple of offensive powerhouses down on the field.
No doubt about it, Dan. We could be in for a high-scoring game today. Cousin is certainly one of the better quarterbacks in this league. His team relies on him to make big plays down the stretch, and 9 times out of 10, he does just that. He's not the only big-time player on that squad, though. Cook has one of the most exciting running styles in the game today, Dan. Quick cuts, fast in the open field, and most of all, elusive. A real finesse back. A talented duo to be certain. They just might make the difference out there.
Okay, Peter, we'll see how they do once the game begins, but first, the toss of the coin.
We'll choose heads.
It's tails. Number 2, kicking off for the Packers.
The ref gets the signal, and we're set. Crosby kicks it off to begin the game. Abdullah decides to take it out of the end zone. Daniels knocks it down at the line, incomplete.
Daniels with the deflection.
Cousin throws a big high. It's intercepted. Jukes
Interception.
dragged down
Packers.
at the 32.
Number 31 knows he doesn't have a shot at it unless he jumps for it. And man, he timed it perfectly. Could give his receivers a few tips about mid-air.
Goes in motion. Allison catches the heater left sideline, and that's a touchdown.
Allison fights for every inch of turf he can get. Watch here as he makes the catch.
Right there, and then he runs for a few more.
Classic overachiever.
Wait and see what happens here. They'll start at their own 16-yard line. Takes it. Intercepted. Stopped at the 48.
I'm coming now. I'm coming.
That was perfect positioning back there to get the interception. Heck of a defensive play.
Peter, you couldn't ask effective first try. And we'll see if they can keep it up. They'll start. Smith puts a lick on the receiver, and
Hughes was sitting back in the zone waiting for the pass and then closes enough to force the incompletion. Nice job.
on second down, Rodgers really rifles this one. We're intercepted last time out. We'll see what happens here. We'll start at their 32-yard line. Cousin unloads this one to the left, and it's intercepted. Spins free.
Packers.
Brought down at the 38.
Williams does a nice job picking off the pass there. He's got it, and he gets a little more with that nice little run back.
That's their third.
He knew where the pass was going, and he stopped it.
And protect forward for 7. Jones will get stopped at the line, and 3 yards to go. Crosby boots it from 49 yards out, and it's good.
Crosby really gets the whole ball here, and he needed it. Watch. That's a powerful kick for 3 points, my friend.
Back on track here. This drive begins at their own 19-yard line. Cousin. Shorter third down play, but not much.
Not a lot of potential on that call.
Cousin puts his arm into this one, and it's intercepted. One man to beat, no one in front of him.
Touchdown, Packers.
And touchdown.
Check it out.
Williams picks off the ball, and he's going all the way. Nobody can stop him. Man, I hope his mom's got the VCR going.
Yet another interception for them. A very tough time passing the ball. They have another opportunity here as they start off after. Cook gets the call again and takes it upfield.
Vikings.
Cook finds the hole on this one and gains some good yardage. Wow, great blocking on that play.
Number 19 catches it in the flat. Coach Sherman is not happy with that call, and he's going to challenge it.
Green Bay is challenging whether the player stepped out of bounds.
This is their first challenge of the game, and even if they lose this one, they still have one challenge left.
Keep an eye on him to see if he goes out of bounds here. Watch him and watch the sidelines.
After review, the player stepped out of bounds. The ball will be spotted at the 38-yard line. Green Bay will not be charged a timeout. Second down.
He likes the call, and you sort of have a feeling that he knew it all along. Daniels gets the sack way back at the 31. Oh. Gets the call on number 19. Hauls in the pass and tries to get free, and he's in for the touchdown.
Touchdown, Vikings.
Number 19 is head-to-head on this one with the pass coverage, and the ball is waiting for him downfield. That's a great catch. It's all about being in the right place at the right time, Dan. Perfect.
Peter, it looks like the playoff race is shaping up.
Well, it sure is, Dan.
Own 23-yard line. Griffin. This pass.
Wide out versus a D that is wisely loaded up on DBs.
Rodgers throws a beauty to the right side, and they get the first on third and long. Number 16 didn't haul that one in, and it falls incomplete. 7-yard line. King tips it away on the... Cook carries this one off to the right, and maybe picks up one on the play.
Cook didn't get very far on that last play, and he even had the help of some blocking. Well, I guess the defense had their number.
He's got such a vice-like grip, Peter. It's got to be
Geared up for the pass. Let's see what happens.
catches the bullet out left. Rips him down in the backfield, and that will force a turnover on downs.
Burke makes his presence known on this one. He's going to haunt the ball carrier's dreams for a while. Boldly turn it over on downs.
The Packers come out on the field, and they're looking to extend their lead before...
Number 16 must be wondering if he's in the twilight zone, Dan. There was absolutely no one there to cover him, and it doesn't get much easier than that.
Davis makes the... Rodgers floats this one out to the right sideline, and it's caught for a touchdown.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Number 16 had 3 guys covering him, but look what happens. Incredible catch.
That's a 2-yard line. Gets the sack, and the clock will continue to run.
Daniels gets the sack in the backfield. The quarterback had nowhere to go on this one. Let's watch. Far, he's got 2 tackles and 2 sacks.
3rd down and 4 wideouts in the
Pass is
game.
incomplete.
Number 11 hammers the
Number
receiver
11
and
was the
forces him to
intended
drop
receiver.
the ball. Incomplete.
Alexander
That
with the
will
cover.
bring up 4th down.
Alexander had superb coverage on that play. No one.
The Packers offense takes the field with the clock at 29. Number 6. Rogers unloads this one to the left, and it's knocked away from the receiver.
Denial there.
2nd down coming up. 2nd down, 3 wideouts in the game. Graham makes the catch. Rogers lets it go down. Can't throw too much blame on him for that.
That would have been a tough catch.
2nd down, both wideouts to the right. Crosby kicks from 38 yards out,
field goal attempt
and
is
it's
good.
up through the goalpost. Good.
Kaiser handles this high snap perfectly. Sets up the ball. There's the kick, and it's good. 3 points.
The field goal will extend their lead some
That's the end
here
of
in
the
the first
second
half.
It's still early, but the momentum is definitely behind them now.
And that'll do it for the first half of this one. The Packers in command of this one, 27-7. And now let's send you to Chris Berman in our studios in Bristol for the ESPN halftime report. Boomer?
All right, Dan, we'll get back to you in a bit. But welcome, everybody, to the ESPN Halftime Show. I'm Chris Berman. As we look at the numbers from the first half and look at the turnover column, the Packers are winning because of it. Let's see if they can keep up their dominance in the second half. Let's get started in this one early in the first quarter. Number 31 was in the right place at the right time, as his interception was a possible momentum shifter. The Packers still in the first quarter. The Packers already inside field goal range. Rodgers would find his target on this one. A 27-yard touchdown for the Packers. The Vikes still early in the first. Vikes losing by 7. Number 31 is reading the quarterback's eyes all the way as he's able to get his hands on this one and pick it off. The Vikes midway through the first. Williams would come up with the big play to kill a drive as he was able to step in front of a wayward pass for an INT. Vikes down 7-0. After driving 6 yards on 3 plays, number 2 sets up for a long one here. He's got plenty of oomph behind this one. It's through. A 50-yard field goal. The Packers now up by 10. The Vikes on D. Williams was able to step in front of this pass and pick one off, but he wasn't done there. Touchdown for the Packers. The Vikes now early in the second quarter. Vikes back by 17. Number 19 ran a terrific route here and was able to pull this one in. They climb back into the game, now down by 10. The Packers later in the second. Rodgers is back. He's pretty much locked in on his wide receiver. He hits Packers leading 17-7. Rodgers connected with his man on this one. A 27-yard play that set up a Packer touchdown. The Packers move ahead big and now lead by 17. The Packers coming up on the end of the half, this time at the 39. Rodgers would drop back and deliver a strike on this one. That set up a 39-yard field goal. And that's where we'll leave this one. Vikes are down at the half, 27-7.
Yard line. Rodgers just rifles this one, and it's caught.
Adams faces down 2 defenders and comes away with the football. Oh, nice catch.
Jones takes it off the toss, and the ball's loose. The Vikings have it. Tackled at the 40.
Number 22 delivers a punishing blow to the ball carrier there. And he gives up the football for the fumble. Great hard-nosed defensive play.
He really can't be happy with the passing game up to this point. We'll see what they call him to make his mark on the game.
Well, where was he in the first half, Dan? Because I didn't notice him on the field at all.
Incomplete.
No good. Incomplete. Dan possessed out there.
He's a beast, Dan, and that's not good at all for quarterbacks around the league.
Good. We'll get the handoff and the heads. Cook. Daniels gets the sack way back at the 12. Another sack, and that will put him at an incredible 4 on the day. Williams will get the carry on first down, and the ball's loose. Tackled at the 23.
Wayne delivers a punishing blow to the ball carrier there. And he gives up the football for the fumble. Great hard-nosed defense.
Fumble, and will start this drive at the 23-yard line. Daniels sacks him way back at the 30.
Daniels got through with haven't let up all game. That's what you want, somebody whose motor never stops.
Incomplete.
Smith tips it away on the coverage. Cousin throws this up. Connect on the long ball. They've taken some shots there, but nothing is working.
Yeah, their timing is off. They need to go to shorter passes. Bailey puts everything he has behind this kick, but it just doesn't happen for him.
In all fairness, that's a pretty long moving the ball recently. We'll see what they do on this drive as they start. Jones pitches the... They get it back. Rogers rifles this one hard on 21-yard line. Cousin throws a bullet to the flat and he connects it.
That's his job description. You won't see him running a post route, but you...
Cook pushes this one left to center and Cook carries it for a third time in a row and gets... Daniels.
48-yard line.
This one falls incomplete, and they will turn the ball over on downs.
Wow, this was a really nice play, Dan, and it worked out from so many angles.
Eyes on the defensive stop. Well, they'll start this drive at the 47-yard line. Rogers. Jones cruises. Jones takes it off the toss and heads up the 5. Goes in motion. Jones takes this one.
To gun it for his favorite receiver.
Jones will get the carry on second down and gets in for the score.
Man, so see that, man. Got my head right. Got my head right.
This is a nice run here, and when you watch the replay, Dan, check out his field vision. Great job of finding...
Cousin zips it to the left side. Cousin zings it to the right.
There on the field.
The ball's loose. The Packers have it.
Touchdown, Packers.
Come on, baby. Yeah, come on. Too much for you. Too much.
Daniels causes the ball to come loose here. It's picked up, and he rumbles for the touchdown. What a monster play by the defense.
They score again. They can hold on to it as they start this drive at their own 21-yard line. Diggs. Cousin lobs this one way to pass every chance they get.
That's right, Dan. You know, why simply defend?
And there was more proof of it right there.
Yeah, a lot of bodies over the middle, and that congestion is what they're having problems with.
Cousin throws a bullet to the flat, and it falls incomplete. They will turn the ball over on downs. Clock at 1:51. Rodgers makes the throw after the play-action fake, and the big catch is made with daylight in front of him. He's in for the touchdown.
Adams sees a chance to get a huge gain here and grabs it with both hands. Or both feet, actually, covering a lot of ground after making that catch.
That's his
line up as the defense settles into a nickel package.
Number 3. Cousin throws a bullet here, and the reception is made for a first and more. 25, 15, touchdown!
Number 19.
Bailey bounces it up. Number 16, gathered. A gutsy call, and when you live high stakes, you win big.
39.
Jones barrels off his left. Jones will get the carry on third down. Jones will get the carry on fourth down and converts the fourth down. What a play.
Little class.
First down, 3 wideouts in the game. Allison tackles him for a touchback.
Harris shows why you think twice before throwing a pass in his neighborhood. Watch. Great presence of mind to try for the
in their own territory, and the clock at 2. Cousin fires this one over the middle, and it's good for a gain of 8. And that is going to do it for this one. The Packers come out on top, 48-17. For my partner, Peter O'Keefe, this is Dan Stevens saying goodbye until next time.
Good job out there. We're going to be coming to you, baby. We're going to be coming to you all day.
Okay, Dan, thank you very much. And let's welcome all of you back to the studio. I'm Chris Berman here to bring you our ESPN Video Games post-game wrap-up. The Packers stepped it up for sure, putting up some good numbers. Let's get started in this one early in the third quarter. Griffin would turn things around. Big shift in momentum here as he pounced on a fumble. The defense recovered. The Vikes in control after a fumble recovery. Ball at the 33. Number 8 connected with his man on this one. That set up a 30-yard field goal. Packers out in front by 17. Griffin's gonna have a beat on this one. It's a fumble. He's right there to get his hands on it. The Packers have it again. Rodgers would drop back and deliver a strike on this one. Packers out in front, 27-10. Jones got the carry as they pounded at him on the ground, and he made the most of it. A 4-yard touchdown for the Packers. The Packers have opened it up and now lead by 24. Dean make a big play. It's a fumble. He picks it up. He'd be off the other way. Touchdown for the Packers. The Vikes, after recovering a fumble, Vikes down by 31. Number 8 would find his target on this one. The Packers have it after a turnover on down. Adams came up with a huge play here as they cover a lot of real estate on this one. A 49-yard touchdown for the Packers. Packers up 48-10. Number 19 emerged as a real weapon as he pulled one in here. An 83-yard touchdown for the Vikings. The Vikings close the gap some. They're down by 31. The Packers already inside field goal range. Harris is reading the quarterback's eyes all the way as he's able to get his hands on this one and pick it off. And that's where we'll leave this one. Packers serve up a blowout, 48-17. Now let's take a sec to chat with our player of the game, the guy who seemed to be all over the field on defense and came up with big play after big play. Daniel is standing by with our Susie Colbert. Susie?
Thank you, Chris. You really came up big, and your team bulldozed to a runaway victory. What gave you guys the edge today?
You know what? This team believes in each other, and we believe in what we're trying to accomplish. Fortune just smiled on us today, and we were able to triumph in the end.
Back to you, Chris.
Thanks for tuning into ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports for 25 years and counting. I'm Chris Berman. We'll see you next time. SportsCenter. I'm Chris Berman. Well, let's get straight to the action. In our first game this week, we had the Bengals squeeze out a 4-point victory. We had a big injury in this one, and Trey has the lowdown for us. Trey?
All right, Chris, thanks. In front of you, we've got the AFC Infirmary Report. And as you can see, they were hit hard this week. Antonio Brown won't see action for a while, so this offense is going to have to make do without him. He's suffering from a pulled calf muscle, and that'll keep him out for the rest of the regular season. There's a chance, however, they'll get him back for the playoffs. In front of you, we've got the NFC list. And as you can see, they could form their own MASH unit. This guy will be on the sidelines for a while, so this defense will need to do some reshuffling in his absence. The team doctors have reported a pulled hamstring, and he'll be out for the rest of the regular season. There's a chance, however, they'll get him back for the playoffs. Now, on to even bigger news, as you may have already heard. This guy is done for the year as he's been placed on injured reserve, and as the quarterback of the defense, his loss will certainly be felt. Now the big story of the day. Barry is going to find himself on the shelf, and that will be a major blow to his team. So that'll do it for now. Chris, let's send it back to you.
In a long-standing NFC rivalry, we had the Lions pick up their 6th win of the year. The Steelers won this contest, but will stay at the 3rd place in the AFC North. Hopkins stepped it up this week and gave his team some added firepower for the win. Phillip Rivers threw 3 strikes to the end zone and helped his Chargers beat the Colts. We had an interesting free agency pickup of note here. Trey's got the lowdown for us. Trey?
All right, Chris. Let's switch gears and talk about players that'll have new homes in the National Football League, as free agency continues to play such a huge role in determining a team's makeup. Cedric Wilson is going to find himself with a new club, and he'll be in a new tax bracket too. 4 years, $3.7 million. This guy is on the move as well as he signs a 3-year contract with the Jets. McKenzie will have a new place to call home as he accepts a new contract. 6 years, $7.5 million.
Packers, Vikings. Number 19 was definitely a key as he was able to work his way open for a big one here. The Packers go on to win this by the final score of 48-17. Down in South Florida, Miami, we had the Dolphins get nipped by 3 points. Down in Texas Stadium, we had the Cowboys win this one to the tune of 13 points. The Eagles erupted for 400-plus offensive yards in their victory at the Edward Jones Dome. The Patriots won on the road and will now head home to meet the 49ers. In a long-standing NFC rivalry, we had the Falcons pick up their 13th win of the season. Raiders, Chiefs. Patrick calls the signals at the 24-yard line. And a quick rollout. Boy, he has some time. What a bullet! Touchdown! The Chiefs win this one by the final score of 27-21. The 49ers won this contest, but will stay at the 4th place in the NFC West. Murphy had yet another productive game, keeping his streak alive, but in the end, it wasn't enough to get the win. Henry rushed for 2 touchdowns and helped his Titans beat the Broncos. And in our final game, we had the Seahawks come away victorious. So let's change things up a bit and turn to a guy that's had his eye on the college game, and that's our own Mel Kiper Jr. He joins us now. Mel, your work never ends, I know. Believe me, I know better than anybody else. But it's never too early to start thinking about next year's draft, is it?
Well, you're absolutely right. And with the college bowl season upon us, a lot of guys view their upcoming bowl game as more or less an open audition for NFL scouts everywhere. Hall is a guy, for starters, that I think truly has very few negatives in his game right now. 6'2", 299, out of Idaho. And this is a guy that I really believe could be an every down player, though his specialty is definitely rushing the quarterback. At the college level, he was able to really gain an advantage thanks to an explosive first step. Bennett is another guy that's starting to make some noise with a terrific senior season. He was a virtual unknown coming into this year, but people are starting to project him to have a solid NFL career. I'm starting to jump on the bandwagon as well. So that'll do it for now, but you can guarantee that the big board is going to see a lot of risers and fallers between now and April.
Yes, indeed, just 1 week to go and the playoff picture's starting to take shape, but still some areas that'll need to be cleared up next weekend. We'll start with a look at the AFC playoff picture. And now checking things out over in the NFC playoff race. So that's how we stand to this point. Still lots of jockeying left to go as we get this thing sorted out for January. And that'll do it from here. Chris, let's send it back over to you.
And that'll do it here for Pivotal Week 16. As always, plenty of surprises to go around and plenty of intrigue still to come. My primetime players each took his team to the next level, and each is going to take home a game ball. Great work, fellas. That'll do it, sports fans. I'm Chris Berman, and thanks so much for joining us here in the Bristol studios. We'll see you next week right here on ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports.